What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Gambling Lab brought to you by Bogey Proof. It is Dell Match Play Week, shot week when it comes to daily fantasy, but we're going to fucking make some picks anyways here and get some bank account plays in so that people can make some money. But before we do that, TJ, you got a weather report for us for
We
Austin,
always
Texas
have a
this
weather
weekend?
report. We're always ready for this one. Thursday is going to be 75 degrees and sunny. The whole week, wind is going to be light. I don't think it's going to be too crazy. And then it progressively gets warmer. 83 on Friday, 84 on Saturday, and then 87 on Sunday. So pretty standard for Texas. Pretty good weather. Should have a firework type of weekend.
We can work with that. Match play always presents a little bit of fireworks as is. I mean, we kind of already wrote off the fact that like daily fantasy shot, like making lineups this week on DraftKings or wherever you do your daily fantasy, like the format and like the point system, it's just all different. Too much science,
Yeah,
too much going
you
on
gotta
there
be
to
super
even
organized.
yeah,
Yeah, you
too
have to
much
be
going
super
on to even deal
organized.
with that this week. This is a week where you pick group winners, you pick guys to, winners even like, to win bets, like top 5, top 10, whatever bets, things like that. Like that's where you got to live this week. But besides the gambling aspect, I do appreciate match play week from a viewer's perspective. It's just so much more fun golf to watch of like these guys going for like hero shots. It's birdies and it's just way
Match
more
play
fun.
sick.
Mhm.
Course is
Yeah,
set up for
definitely.
it too. Like it's a lot of short par fours where guys kind of can give it a go and like reachable fives. It's just like your TJ's alluding to with the weather, like the format and everything alludes to it too. It's just fireworks city the whole week. And with that being said, I mean, what are you guys seeing early in the groups here? Like of groups that you would want to watch, groups that are just terrible, groups like what are the early vibes for the Dome match play this week?
There's some banger groups. There's no doubt about it. I mean, first group that I was looking at kind of jumps off the page to me a little bit. Scotty Scheffler group. Scotty Scheffler, Matty Fitz, Tommy Fleetwood, and Poulter, notoriously good match play player. So it's like trying to we got to weasel through and just see who you can find, see who's got the weaker draws, and like picking a winner out of that group is going to be so hard. I mean, you could see a playoff. I could see a playoff coming out of that group. Like it's going to be difficult, and you go down the list and you start to see some tougher ones too, like Hattenberger, Siwoo, Bezaden, who it's a strong group. Bezaden, who've been playing great golf all year. Siwoo's got a good match play record, I'm pretty sure. And obviously the other two
Burger
are
and Hatton.
strong.
Yeah.
So you gotta pick and choose and find some weaker draws. I think so. The guy who I'm looking at right off the bat, I think a pretty good draw for him with an injured Bryson. And will I'm foreshadowing my bank account play for later for sure. But the boy Taylor Gooch for sure is who my eyes on early. Bryson's hurt. Lilo Essoud's old. Richard Bland sucks. And let's I don't know. I mean, I don't know how he doesn't win. I don't see it. I don't see it not happening. So, guy I got my eye on early for sure.
Yeah.
And I think this is one of the first years that they've actually done DFS for this whole match play thing. So like the scoring and all this is fairly new. And so I'm pretty sure, or at least what I'm reading here is, which makes your Gooch play better, that let's say Bryson WDs, all those no holes played points goes to Gooch as well. So he could quickly get like
Wow.
25 points because he wins the match and
Oh, so he's
gets
worth
all
taking.
those
He'll
no
be
holes
so high
played.
owned.
So
Well, it's vintage.
you should probably consider someone in Bryson's group just in the chance that he
He
does
WDs and get
WD.
the free
And
26 points.
Right.
yeah, and I think he already said that he's not going to slow down. He's still going to be hitting the ball the way that he has been hitting the ball. Like he's playing
Such an
to
idiot.
100%.
Mhm.
So I mean, he's either breaking his wrist or whatever bone is there again, or probably going to hit some like 470-yard drives again.
He's an idiot, but
That's a
it,
different episode.
literally, and some of the other groups that are like not as good, like I love Abe Answer, but like Abe Answer, Bubba, Brian Harmon, and Webb Simpson, like don't that better not be on TV one bit this weekend. Like none of those matches are
Yeah, it's
TV
boring.
worthy. Like no, again, I like Abe Answer, but like the other guys, like you're not moving the needle for me. I don't want to watch you like play. Like there's too many other good groups and good matchups out there. Like that group just like ugh, like that group
And I
stinks.
will interject real quick, and this is on the gambling front. The good thing about this week, though, is that you can pick a couple group winners, opposed to when we talk about top 10s and top 20s in normal weeks, you can't parlay those. In this,
You can
you can
parlay.
pick two groups like I'm doing, and I got it at plus 730. So you can take a couple group winners and parlay those and start to steam up the odds a little bit too if you're confident in a couple guys. So
Now,
keep that in mind.
now we're talking.
Now we are talking.
All I want to say is Will Zalatoris, I feel so bad for him. One, he's 24th in the rankings, and then two, he's get paired with Victor Hovland, which I just don't think he's making out of that group, which sucks. And especially how streaky of a putter you can be, and Will Zalatoris there, I just don't know if that's the recipe, but sucks to see got pairings like that. Also sucks to see like JT and Kiz. I'm a firm believer that Kiz is gonna give the shit run for the money for JT, potentially knock him off, and
Playing
then
great
even
golf.
and Mark Leishman too. Like talk
I would say
about
Leishman's a good player too. That's a tough group for JT to get.
keep in
Leishman
mind
is
this
a
week
good
especially,
pick.
right? We just saw a Ryder Cup. Keep in mind those guys that played well and did well off of that. Then also think about the President's Cup that's coming up this year, right? Guys like a Mark Leishman that has to do well. Lucas Herbert, I mean, he's not a huge name guy, but the guy who's obviously going to compete for a President's Cup. Some of those guys have an opportunity to stand out and make it this year. So look out for some of those guys doing well.
TJ, I was in your Herbert comment. I was looking at that group, and actually, I'm actually pretty interested in that because I mean, theoretically, Schauffele should have a no-brainer route to the next round, right? But match play does weird things, and I think it's a decent. If you are going to make a DFS lineup, do a $5 flyer entry and put Finau in it because I think it is a spot where like guys do tend to get back on track in match play because their mindset is so different because they can just really hone in on their talent. And there's just no course management at a place like this. It's like, let me just hit it as far as I fucking can and we'll see what happens. And Finau's pretty good at that. So
Yeah.
I think it's a decent bounce back spot for Finau. I mean, I'm not going to take him to win probably because Xander's just a lot better golfer. But
I think like to your point there though, like match play can reset guys' mindset and kind of get him out of a rut, like get him out of the 72 hole stroke play grind, like kind of just
change the pace.
Exactly. Change of pace and just like have a different mindset, get a little more aggressive, stop worrying about like limiting damage and turning sixes into fives and whatever, and just try to make a birdie every hole. And then whoops, all of a sudden you make 8 birdies and you shot 64. Like I think match play can kind of trigger that. And a guy like Finau too, where it's like, the talent's obviously there. It's just he's just probably just in a little weird place mentally or uncomfortable with something going on. And like match play kind of simplifies things where it's like you against the guy across the tee box from you and you're not like playing 155 other guys in the field. Like, so there's definitely something there with the mindset change that is I think that's a good like caveat to this week is like, hey, there's a guy like Tony Finau's obviously prime example of having like a really shit year of a like top 20 in the world golfer of what he was the last 3 years leading up to this, where it's like, hey, he's having a rut. Like maybe this is the week where flips that around, finds some form where you're going to get pretty good odds on him going forward the rest of the summer, unless he goes out and like straight up wins this week. So it's like something to keep an eye on for guys of that caliber that like aren't having the best week or best year, but could find something here and kind of carry that forward. Like think of a guy like Webb Simpson too, right? Like that's a guy that's been in talks of Ryder Cups, been on Ryder Cups and President's Cup teams in the past, like shit year so far. But if he finds something this week, like throws a top 20 in at the Masters and all of a sudden has a hot summer and picks off, something along the way. So another thing to keep an eye out this week as you're, going through all those odds and even watching golf in general this week. Something to keep an eye out.
Yeah, I spotted another group too that I'm looking at and that I think probably is the most based on performances of this year, has to be the most balanced on the list in terms of top to bottom. Louis' group with Paul Casey, who's been playing really good, who I hate. This group knows I hate Paul Casey more than any golf on the tour, but I'll give him his credit. He's been playing great golf. Louis, Paul Casey, Corey Connors, who's been steady Eddie for the last 2 years, and Alex Noren, who I've been religiously playing in DraftKings for the last month. So I love that group. That's a super strong one. And the
a lot
other
of ball
one
striking
too,
there.
Yeah.
I'm coming out with the fade of the week early, by the way, too, and Colin Morikawa is that. I just think like this goes what we were talking about of like the course management thing and like being able to really he's just such like a sound player that I feel like a guy like Kokrak can just do some wild shit. And Sergio has amazing course history here, and Robbie McIntyre, has success here and hits bombs. So I think Morikawa is going to get in a little run for his money, and I don't know if he's going to make it out of that first group. I really don't know. He's the fade of the week early for me.
Yeah, he's been leaking a
Big
little
name for
oil the
big
last
names.
couple weeks too. Like it
Yeah.
hasn't looked sharp. His putting looks a little sketchy again, so he's got some issues going on there. But is there any other groups we want to talk through, or are we ready to get into the bank account plays of the week here?
I'm kind of torn. I want to see what you guys' opinions about this. In Group 16, Brooks, after a pretty strong fourth round, did pretty well. But also, I think Shane Lowry is playing better golf at the moment, or more consistent golf throughout. I have a tough one with that. And then Eric Van Rooyen, who did incredible at the end of last year, kind of kept it up. He has better odds, Van Rooyen, than Harry Varnold or Harold. So I just struggle to pick Brooks being the winner out of that. I don't know about you guys. I'd rather pick the field there.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's a tight group.
Like,
Shane
tight
or
group.
Van Rooyen for sure.
Tight group. Lowry's been great form. Lowry's notorious bad match play player, actually. Not a great record, but he has a
Played good at the
average
Ryder
Ryder
Cup,
Cup record. He did. He's done okay, but he also lost here to Ryan Palmer and John Rahm, who I think won. Maybe that might be wrong. I don't know if that's right or wrong. But either way, I mean, you lose to John Rahm, it's like okay, you lose to John Rahm.
Exactly.
So it is what it is. But yeah, I mean, picking somebody out of that group,
You almost have to go Van Rooyen for the odds, just like because it's such a crapshoot. You might as well get a little more payback if you get it right than the other two guys. Like it's
you
such
can go with any of them. I think. Really.
any of them have a chance. It's like you
Varner's
get
been doing okay this year.
Yeah, you get a little more value with the other guys that might just be.
What do you guys think about? What do you guys think about Group 8 though? The Homa DJ group. I mean, we got to talk about the Homa DJ group.
I like Homa just because it's going to negate DJ's driving a little bit this course because you don't hit driver a lot here. So it just makes it more of an iron fest, and Max has super solid irons. But if DJ is in the mood, he could just torch everybody. So it's like you never know what DJ you're going to get, and he hasn't really shown the laser focus like nobody's touching me today, DJ, except for when he just quietly shot 63 at the Players on Sunday, like just to sneak in the top 10 or whatever.
So he was bored.
Kind of to your point there, if he's going to fire 63 on Sunday, it makes me believe that the first 3 rounds are just not good DJ golf, and you can't sleep on the first 3 days here. You're gone. Right. So that's where I think like a Max Homa is not a bad pick in that circumstance.
Max Homa has success here too. Beat Morikawa here at this event last year.
You pick Matt Wolff, I swear to God. Do not.
But I was going to mention, Matt Wolff would Matt Wolff not be on the same wavelength as Tony Finau though? He would operate, in that same.
He's way worse.
There's no way.
Way worse.
He's so bad, but
he is. But to your point, he's in that ballpark of like, hey, maybe a mindset change just brings him back.
Might help him.
Tracks here.
Just needs to go to a different piece of land for him.
Yeah, but
I would not. I'm never going to pick him here ever in this spot, but I wouldn't be totally shocked if you saw some better play from him. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I think he could flip a switch here and get going in the right direction for sure. I think that's out there all day. We're getting dangerous territory with DJ of like he's starting to lurk a little bit, and it's like I want to be ahead of this one and not like after he wins be like, well, yeah, obviously he was going to win. Like he's giving me major like I don't know, like Rahm vibes last year where he's just like playing really good, like. DJ is just a little inconsistent right now, but you can see that like he's getting a little bit better here and there every week. So it's like might Masters around the corner. He might be a pick to make around Augusta. So
in that group too, just to know, I know Fontana. I'm pretty sure you're a fan of Mackenzie Hughes. Don't sleep on Mackenzie Hughes.
It's sick.
He is a good putter. He beat Paul Casey here last year. He beat Webb Simpson here last year. So very interesting. I don't think he could be slept on either. So Couple guys who have done pretty well here match play, but yeah, I mean DJ's lurking. Is this the event that like he really shows himself? Does he give a shit about this, or is he just filling a start in? Like,
Yeah,
does he
that's
care? We got the Masters in a few weeks. I mean,
yeah.
like we got to find out.
It's
I
the
don't know,
ultimate question
but
with him, honestly. I feel like we asked that question about him more than any golfer in the history of golf. Like, does he care this
right,
week? I don't know,
right.
like
And does John Rahm have a chance to lose his group? Does he? Like,
I don't know.
is
Yeah.
Cam Young gonna beat him? I doubt it. I mean, come on, let's be real.
That being
But
said, I think it's time for our
let's
bank jump plays of the week. Who wants to kick us off this week?
Go ahead, Prev.
I will get us started. Yeah, I've been excited for this one. I've been staring at it for a while. I'm picking. So I got two guys I love, and then I'm sprinkling another as well. And I'm probably gonna do both of these guys separate, then parlayed, and then one more with the third, adding in the third guy as the parlay too. First guy is we talked about it earlier. I mean, Victor Hovland, I think, is going to win the first two rounds at least. So he's definitely Group 3 winner plus 165. Love him. I'm going to be all over him. Just playing so much better golf. He's another guy who should thrive in this environment, Fontaine, the like all or nothing environment, because he can certainly do whatever he wants in the golf club. And the other guy I love this week is Taylor Gooch, plus 215 to win this tournament. I think those odds are fucking ridiculous. Against a Richard Bland is irrelevant. And now he'll probably win the group now. I say that. Bryson DeChambeau is obviously hurt. You don't know what you're going to expect. We were talking about this before. I mean, Bryson at risk of a WD almost makes picking somebody in that group worth it. And then, I mean, he's just got to beat Lee Westwood, and I think he's in way better form than Lee Westwood. So Gooch and Victor parlayed at plus 734. I'm a big fan, and that's going in for sure.
Yep.
So, one more guy. Sorry, I said I had one more. And little sprink on Tom Hoagie to win Group 12 against Horschel, Peters, and Minwoon Lee.
I had an eye on that one too. I loved that value in there.
Love Hoagie, baby. Love Hoagie.
All right, who's up next, DJ?
Let's do Scotty Scheffler to win Group 5 at plus 200, and Billy Ho to win his group in Group 12 at plus 175. I can't go wrong with either of those guys. I think Billy's playing some great golf.
They played in the finals last year. Those two, you're good. They love it there.
They are going to win the group. I'm telling you, lock it in. More of a sprinkle play. I like Keegan. He had a great Florida string. Don't forget about Keegan. Been playing great golf. I think he might be my sleeper play for the Masters. Just saying. But then if I really want to, I'm going to double down on Scotty Scheffler this week. I think the guy's just too good. He's at least going to come in the top 3. So with that, I'll do the top 4 for Scotty Scheffler at plus 350.
Man, I love that Keegan play, Teach. I'm all over him this week. I don't know what the fuck Jordan Spieth's gonna do. You never know. And then the other two guys, it's like,
ooh, I like that too.
Like Keegan being the lowest odds of that. He should have been second at the Players, but he threw up on himself on the last hole. Like played awesome golf there. So
Victor, Gooch, Hoagie, and Keegan at plus 11,000. So
bang,
we're going in with that too. I like Keegan too. Good stuff.
All right, Paulie, me or you?
I'll go. Only bank account I guess I have will be Group 8, Homa to win that plus 240.
Yep.
I like that, Paulie.
And then other than that, I'm thinking I got Schauffele and Berger to win 22 to 1.
There you go.
Homa to win 50 to 1. And we're also going.
Who'd you say?
Homa.
Homa. Who's 50 to 1? You said, or parlay them 50 to 1.
Homa.
Okay.
50
to 1 to win.
Yeah.
Got it.
Then we're also WGC week, so we got alt-field event. Corrales Putacana Championship.
Love it.
We got Sahith Theegala 18 to 1 to win. Kramer Hickok 25 to 1.
Sprinkle plays galore this week. I love it.
Don't sleep on the alt-field events.
Money in the crumbs.
Yeah.
Money in the crumbs.
The sharks are always in the water, so got to be paying attention. Sahith, man, good for him. Seriously, good for him. He
All
hits
right.
rope.
I'll take us home here. Bank count
Take us
plays of the
home.
week. I love Louis to win his group. He's got a ton of success here. He's been in the Sweet 16 or whatever they call it here for like 3 of the last 5 years. So I'll take him. Clearly, obviously awesome ball striker. We're gonna ride Louis plus 200 to get out of his group. And then I also, where's my other guy? I also, TJ, I'm going against your guy Scotty here. I like Fleetwood at plus 275 to get out of his group.
I like that too.
Little bit of form lately. Like Scotty's been winning a lot lately. Like it's a lot of golf to be played. Tommy might sneak up and kind of take care of business here. And I think it's a lot of value for how good he's been playing the last, month or
Extremely
so.
tough group, man.
Very
Tough.
tough.
And then I also put a parlay together with Gooch, Xander, and Hovland at like plus. It was like
I am
plus
all over
1080 or
Hovland,
something
man.
like that. Like I got all that, and I love the Keegan one. I hammered that too. I think that's just like those plus 300 for him to get out of that group. Like Jordan, who knows what Jordan Spieth's gonna do this week? And then between Adam Scott and Paul Casey, I'll take Keegan Bradley all day. So a lot of plays this week. It's a fun week. Like the format, wild. You get birdies, eagles, hole outs, tens, water balls, like people chipping out of bushes. Like shit gets weird at this tournament. It's one of the more entertaining tournaments to watch on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with all the matches going on. But anything else?
You want to do one more? Yeah, I got one more. You want to do a little sick? One more addition, if you want a little parlay ad. I also like Neiman in that group to beat Henley and Maverick. I think that's a pretty weak group, to be honest.
Ooh, I like
think
that.
he's
Neiman?
a lot.
Yeah, Neiman.
Yeah, I think he's a lot better
Haley.
than all three of those guys, like by a really large margin.
Yeah, I agree too.
So
plenty
of plays to make this week, man.
Oh,
I think it's parlay week. Like take $100, put it in your account, and spread it over 10 different parlays that are plus 700 each.
Yeah,
and just and that's it.
Just gotta get one, baby. Just gotta get one.
I put a parlay in that's $5 to win 500. So let's go.
Get it.
Come on,
alrighty, boys. WGC weeks, match play. Have fun in Austin, Texas. Let's see some birdies. Let's cash some of these tickets, as Paul always says.
Yeah, cash tickets. Come on now.
Yeah, we'll post some tickets on the Bogey Proof. We got to post some ticket receipts for sure.
Absolutely. We got to get some receipts up this week.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty, boys.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers, boys.
All right, boys. Cheers.